The Lakers just won a playoff series without their best player. That sounds like a triumph. But heading into the next round, it might actually be a warning because what worked against the Houston Rockets won't just fail against the Oklahoma City Thunder, it could get exposed. Context. The Los Angeles Lakers close out Houston in Game 6, 98-78. No drama, no late game tension, just control. LeBron James leads with 28 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Rui Hachimura adds 21, Austin Reaves returns and chips in 15, and most importantly, no Luka Dončić. That's the headline. A team missing its primary engine still advances. On the surface, that builds confidence. But the context matters. Core breakdown. The obvious narrative. The Lakers showed resilience. They adjusted without Dončić, survived early inconsistency, responded after dropping games 4 and 5. LeBron controlled tempo. Role players stepped into expanded roles. Defense held firm. Houston struggled offensively, shooting just over 31%. Series over. That's the clean version, but it hides something critical. Deeper analysis why this series played into the Lakers' hands. Houston couldn't generate consistent offense that allowed the Lakers to slow the game down, set their defense, and control possessions. Even without Dončić, the Lakers weren't under constant pressure. They could operate in half-court settings, manage pace, limit mistakes. That's the environment where LeBron thrives. Even now, he doesn't need to outscore you. He needs to outcontrol you, and Houston couldn't disrupt that. Insight momentum 1, the Lakers didn't win this series with offense. They won it by dictating conditions. That distinction matters because those conditions are about to disappear. Hidden factor, what this series didn't test. This series never forced the Lakers to solve a high-efficiency offense. Houston, without Kevin Durant, lacked a consistent scoring engine. That meant fewer transition breakdowns, fewer defensive rotations under stress, fewer moments where LA had to scramble. They played from a position of control, but the Thunder don't play that way. They apply pressure constantly. Turning point. The 2 losses before Game 6, Games 4 and 5 mattered more than Game 6. That's where the cracks showed. Houston increased pace, forced tougher possessions, made the Lakers react instead of dictate, and LA struggled. Game 6 looked dominant, but it came after Houston lost its edge. So the real takeaway isn't the closeout. It's how vulnerable the Lakers looked when control slipped. Insight moment 2, when the Lakers lose control of pace, their entire structure changes, and Oklahoma City specializes in taking that control away. Deeper analysis. The Thunder problem. The Oklahoma City Thunder aren't just better than Houston. They're structurally different. They play faster, rotate sharper, score more efficiently, defend with length and discipline, and most importantly, they don't rely on one phase of offense. They attack in layers, which is exactly what the Lakers are missing without Dončić at full strength. Here's the reality. The Lakers went 0-4 against OKC this season. Average margin, nearly 30 points. That's not matchup noise. That's systemic dominance. Hidden factor part 2, the Dončić variable. Dončić changes everything, but only if he's fully integrated. A late return introduces complexity, usage redistribution, rhythm disruption, defensive targeting, and against a team like OKC, there's no adjustment window. You either function immediately or you fall behind. Insight moment number 3. Against elite teams, adding talent mid-series isn't an advantage unless it fits instantly. That's the risk the Lakers face. Big picture. What this series really means. Beating Houston proves the Lakers are resilient. It does not prove they're ready, because the Rockets allowed them to simplify. The Thunder will force them to expand their offense, expand their rotations, expand their decision-making under pressure. And that's where this series will be decided. If LeBron has to control every possession again, it won't hold. If Dončić returns but disrupts rhythm, it won't stabilize. If Reaves can't consistently bridge possessions, the offense will stall. Everything comes back to one concept: layered control. Without it, the Lakers become predictable. And predictability against OKC is a losing formula. Conclusion. The Lakers didn't just beat the Rockets. They survived a version of themselves that could function without their full system. But the Thunder won't allow that version to exist. They'll force decisions earlier, rotate faster, collapse space before advantages form. And unless the Lakers can restore their offensive layers, This won't look like a competitive series. It'll look like a team that won one round running into a system it can't control. Because against Oklahoma City, talent isn't enough. Control is everything. The Lakers didn't just win Game 6. They slammed the door before doubt could walk back in, because for a moment it was getting uncomfortable. Up 3-0, then 2 straight losses. Suddenly, a series that looked finished started whispering something dangerous: collapse. One more slip and history starts creeping in. But Friday night, no drama, no hesitation, no comeback story, just control. From the second quarter on, the game was over. Double-digit lead, defense locked in. Houston never got it back to single digits again. Final score, 98-78. That's not a win. That's a statement. And it came without Luka Dončić. Again, this entire series, the Lakers have been missing their offensive engine. The guy who bends defenses, dictates pace, carries scoring bursts. Didn't matter, because LeBron James decided this series wasn't slipping away. 28 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds at 41. And it wasn't just the numbers, it was the timing. Every time Houston showed a pulse, LeBron answered. Slowed the game, picked matchups, took control without forcing it. He didn't just lead, he stabilized everything. That's the difference. Rui Hachimura added 21. Austin Reaves chipped in 15. DeAndre Ayton owned the glass with 16 rebounds. It wasn't flashy, it was enough. And for Houston, they never had a real chance. No Kevin Durant, no consistent offense. They shot 31% before garbage time. The pressure got to them early, and it never let up. But here's the truth. This series wasn't about Houston. It was about survival. The Lakers didn't just beat the Rockets. They survived injuries, momentum swings, and a version of themselves that wasn't fully operational. And now everything changes, because waiting for them is the Oklahoma City Thunder, the one team that's made the Lakers look ordinary. 4 matchups this season, 4 losses, not close losses either. Average margin, nearly 30 points. That's not a matchup problem. That's a reality check. And here's where the tension spikes again, because even when the Lakers had their stars, it didn't matter. OKC overwhelmed them. Pace, depth, execution, every angle covered. Now you're asking a team that just scraped through round 1 without Luka to suddenly solve the best team in the West? That's the turning point. This is no longer about effort. It's about capability. Can Luka return and be himself? Can LeBron hold this level against a younger, deeper, faster team? Can the Lakers fix something that hasn't looked fixable all year? Because if they can't, this second round won't look like a fight. It'll look like confirmation that the gap is real, that the Thunder are on another level, and that the Lakers, despite everything they just survived, are about to face a completely different kind of pressure. Because beating Houston was about closing a door. Beating Oklahoma City, that's about breaking one down.